everyone, so I'm going to be starting off this video a little bit different just because I am going to be working with special effects kind of items. So I'm just going to be showing you my hand most of the time using some Scar Wax. And this is from Beige. This is Nose and Scar Wax, and it is in NW2 Fair. Then I'm going to be using Beige. I use a lot of Beige. This is the Fresh Scab, so this is like the coagulated blood. If you watch Glam and Gore, you know Mikey is in love with this stuff, and this is my favorite kind of blood too. Now I'm going to be using some things from the Shade and Light palette, so like the browns and the blacks. This is not MAC obviously, but I bought the container to store these in because I thought it looked kind of cute. These are, I think, pretty cheap eyeshadows. Don't really have a name. I forgot what brand they were and everything, but I find them really cool to use for special effects. They're actually really pigmented, but I really like these for special effects and like avant-garde kind of thing. And a foundation that matches your skin tone, so I'm going to be using Tarte Amazonian Clay, and this is in Tan Honey, and this is a matte, stay matte but not flat. This is in medium beige. I'm also going to be using a spoon. You'll see for what reason later on. I'm going to be using some argan oil. So those are the basic things that I'm going to be using, some brushes and whatnot, but basic things. And I'm just going to show you a scar that I'm going to do on my hand. That way when I start doing more special effects like doing scars on my face, you'll kind of have a video to look up and learn how to do the scars on your face. And I am by no means a professional. I never studied for this. This is me just self-taught kind of things. If I do something incorrectly or not to your liking, don't like sit there and like criticize me. This is just for what I like to do and what I do. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my argan oil, and I'm just going to put some on my hands, just because for people who have worked with Scar Wax know how sticky it is. It is extremely sticky. You can also use Vaseline, but I don't have Vaseline at the moment. I'm going to go in with my Scar Wax. So I'm going to grab a chunk, and it is pretty hard. So the chunk can be as big or as small as you want it to be. They're like a good size. So I'm just rolling it up in a ball just to warm it up a little bit, just to make it a little bit softer. Now what I'm going to do is, after I roll it into a ball, I'm just going to do this put it in between my hands and then go back and forth. Now this is the shape you're looking for. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. This is just how thin I'm gonna make it. So now what I'm gonna do is with my fingers, I'm gonna be pressing it down. And so the edges, I'm gonna try to make smooth edges. Be easier to do the front end and then the back end. That way it won't move on you as you're doing it towards the middle. So I'm just grabbing my two fingers and just pushing it out. Smooth it out as much as I can out into my skin. That way when we put the foundation, it'll look like our actual skin. Because if you leave it like this, you're gonna see the actual like differences in your skin. And then if you do it like this, you put foundation to match your skin tone, it's gonna look like your actual skin tone. Make sure also, a mistake that I've made before is not smoothing out the edges once you smooth out this. So like these edges right here, I've forgotten to smooth those out sometimes, and then you just looks like a hot mess sometimes. So this is what I have so far. Now I'm gonna go in with my foundation. I'm gonna be using a beauty blender, a dirty beauty blender, in my foundation, and I'm just gonna start covering it up just to make it match my skin tone. So just keep dabbing it until you are happy with the results. Now we're going to go in with our powder, and we're just going to powder it all up just to make it easier for us to blend the other colors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the spoon. This is where the spoon comes in handy, and I'm just going to go straight through the middle. And I'm just going to carve out like a deep cut. Next, what I'm going to do is with the black shadow, I'm going to be using the one from the Shade and Light palette. I'm going to be grabbing a small brush. This is an e.l.f. shadow brush. I'm just going to be dipping it into the black and just putting it inside the crevice. That way it'll look a lot deeper and it'll look a lot like more grotesque. Just adds more dimension to it. And then you can start putting it on the edges. Now, I'm going to start going in with the colors. Now when doing scarring, if it's like an older kind of look that you're going for, like an older bruise cut kind of look, I would go with like yellows and blues / purples and browns. But if you're going for a newly cut and bruised, I would go with reds and purples, a little bit of blues and browns. I would stay away from the yellows. And I'm going to go in with my Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be using these two browns at the end. And I'm not showing you these two browns at the end. I'm just going to be mixing them together. I'm going to be using like a bigger kind of brush. This is a Bare Minerals tapered brush. You can see, you probably can't see. I'm just going to be dabbing that on. But everyone has their different idea of what a bruise might look like or a cut might look like or what they want it to look like. So just do what you gotta do. Use the colors you want to use. Use as much or as little of each color that you want to use. It's all up to you. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, and I'm going to be using the same browns, and I'm going to be going in on like the little crevices. I'm going to go in with my reds. I'm going to be using this red from that palette that I showed you earlier, putting it wherever I please. And I'm going to be bringing out some red out here. Bruising, it doesn't have like a definite shape or anything like that. It's more of like all over the place, so be messy with it. Don't try to be like make each side look exactly the same, because it's not going to always look the same. Now I'm going to go in with some purples. This darkish purple, and I'm going to be going in with another brush. And I'm just gonna, this is a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Dipping it in there. And again, putting it where I would want to have like more bruising. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of color in it, and I really prefer not to have so much color in it. So I'm going to be going in back with the browns. And I'm going to be mixing, like blending it, then going in with some browns. So now I'm going to go in with the blood. I'm going to be using the Fresh Scab from Beige. You can see it's like pasty and whatnot, so just go crazy. I'm gonna pat the blood everywhere to make it look like a bloody kind of scene. And then I'm going to be putting them on the top of these crevices right here, the top of the flaps. And basically that is it. This is my this is my scar slash bruising 101. So this is the completed hand. I really hope you guys enjoy this, learn something new. After you put in the blood, I feel like it just puts everything together. By no means am I a professional at this. This is just what I've done, what works for me, what I like. If you don't agree with what I've done, or if I did something wrong and you don't like it, I'm sorry. I am going to be doing a lot of these for Halloween, like gory kind of things, so I'm sorry if you also do not like that. I'm going to be doing pretty, really girly kind of looks too, but I am also going to be doing gory stuff, so be prepared for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see more gory videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Have you guys seen Idle Hand? Is it Idle Hands? I can't remember, but it's that movie. You guys might be too young for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. But bye!